Scotty Reed here with a Black Talk Radio News report. And I have posted a story to btrcommunity.com, the social media network for the Black Talk Radio Network. And this story comes to you from the Electronic Intifada, which focuses a lot on Palestinian issues. Now, there are two topics that I would like to cover here besides the obvious story. As you can see from the excerpt, it says that Rachel Ray cooked up a storm by calling Palestinian food Israeli. So let me just read the excerpt. Ray, who runs a culinary business empire from cookbooks to TV shows to branded products on supermarket shelves, is helping Israel commit one of the perennial forms of settler colonial fraud, clothing settlers in indigenous culture in order to establish some form of authenticity. In her study of long-standing European American desires to emulate Native Americans, Shari Hundorf calls this going native and argues that even seemingly harmless images of Native Americans can articulate and reinforce a range of power relations, including slavery, patriarchy, and the continued oppression of Native Americans. So it is what it is. I think the story speaks for itself. Here you have this woman who cooks up some Arabic and Palestinian food dishes and then passes it off as being quote unquote Israeli. Israeli is a nationality. Israel is a nation. All right. That has a settler culture. Now, the other thing that I wanted to address, there is an independent black media personality who lately has been saying that black people here in the United States cannot seem to focus on solely their own issues. Now, I have always had a global view of social political issues and not just focusing on what's happening to us as black people here in the United States, because everything is interconnected and all roads lead to slavery. And I see the correlation, but also the revolutionaries who are no longer with us, some of them are still with us if we're talking about the Black Panther Party, but Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., I already mentioned the Black Panthers. I learned to look at things from a global perspective and seeing how it's all related. Malcolm X knew that in order for us to have the human rights issues, not black issues, not African American issues, but human rights issues of black people here in the United States, that he needed allies all around the globe. And he went to Muslim countries, he went to African countries, and anybody who would be sympathetic to the human rights abuses of black people here in America. And he knew that we would need their help at the United Nations level in order to bring pressure on USA Inc. That's the United States of America Incorporated. Some people, because a lot of people don't read and study history, or they study a very narrow slice of history, they're not even aware that the Black Panther Party had a chapter in Palestine called the Palestinian Panthers, or the Palestinian Black Panthers. You can Google this stuff. You can look this stuff up. Martin Luther King gave that famous speech about why he doesn't support the war in Vietnam, because he said an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Muhammad Ali talked about, hey, you're not going to draft me to go over there and kill those people who have done nothing to me, who aren't the ones who are denying me freedom and liberty and justice and calling me niggers and things of that type. So black activists have always, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of black activists and revolutionaries that I respect have always had a world view and approach to political, social, and economic issues. And I think that that is the best way to go. Because if black people could solve all their problems in terms of human rights abuses, in terms of prison slavery, because the United States never abolished slavery, they just moved it from the plantation to the prison, that if we were able to solve these issues on our own, then we would have done it already, I would like to think. But you need allies, especially in the political sphere. All right, so that's my view. This has been Scotty Reed with a Black Talk Radio News Report. Support independent black media. Make a donation today to the U.S.-based nonprofit Black Talk Media Project. Peace.